The clock had barely ticked past another minute when the headlines began to ripple across screens worldwide. 1 minute ago, the world learned that BTS's Taehyung had once again rewritten expectations, as reports surfaced revealing that he earned thousands of dollars in profits from the US market in early 2026. It wasn't a slow burn or a quiet update buried in financial columns. It was a flash, sudden, electric, and impossible to ignore, mirroring the way Taehyung's name itself moves through global culture. At the center of the buzz stood a single phrase that quickly became legendary among fans and industry watchers alike: V's type. Released as an exclusive product on Weverse US, the item sold out in a matter of moments, leaving virtual shelves empty and timelines flooded with disbelief. For many, it felt less like a typical merchandise launch and more like a cultural event, one that demonstrated how Taehyung's personal brand transcends borders, languages, and even traditional marketing logic. What made this moment particularly striking was not just the speed of the sellout, but the market in which it happened. The United States, long considered one of the most competitive entertainment and consumer markets in the world, responded to Taehyung's project with overwhelming enthusiasm. Thousands of dollars in profits, generated almost instantly, became a symbol of how deeply his influence has embedded itself into Western consumer behavior. As news spread, global search engines lit up. Taehyung's name climbed rapidly on Google Trends, overtaking politicians, tech launches, and breaking world news. Fans searched not only for type but also for analyses, translations, meanings, and behind-the-scenes stories. This wasn't passive curiosity, it was active engagement, the kind that signals genuine cultural impact rather than fleeting hype. Industry observers were quick to weigh in. Analysts pointed out that Taehyung's success lies in his ability to merge artistry with authenticity. Type was not perceived merely as a product, but as an extension of his identity, carefully curated, emotionally resonant, and aligned with his image as an artist who values depth and individuality. In a market saturated with celebrity endorsements, this distinction made all the difference. Social media, as expected, became a battleground of excitement and debate. Supporters celebrated the achievement as proof of Taehyung's unmatched global pull, while skeptics questioned how a single artist could command such immediate purchasing power. Yet even the debate served to amplify the moment, pushing his name further into global conversations and reinforcing his visibility across platforms. For longtime fans, this was not entirely surprising. Taehyung has consistently demonstrated an ability to turn personal projects into global moments. From music releases to fashion collaborations, his involvement alone often signals quality, exclusivity, and emotional value. Type simply became the latest chapter in a story that has been unfolding for years. What stands out in early 2026 is how refined his market influence has become. This was not mass-produced hype, but a targeted release that leveraged scarcity, storytelling, and emotional connection. By choosing Weverse US as the platform, the project directly engaged an international fanbase while maintaining a sense of intimacy and exclusivity. Financially, the reported thousands of dollars in US profits may seem modest compared to massive corporate deals, but within industry context, they tell a much larger story. They represent high conversion rates, immediate demand, and strong brand trust. For observers, these indicators are often more valuable than raw numbers, signaling long-term market sustainability. Culturally, the impact went beyond sales. Type sparked discussions about identity, symbolism, and Taehyung's evolving artistic narrative. Fans dissected every detail, from design choices to the meaning behind the name, transforming a commercial release into a shared interpretive experience. This phenomenon also reinforced Taehyung's position as a premium model and fashion icon. Brands and creatives watching from the sidelines saw clear evidence that his aesthetic sensibility resonates deeply with US audiences. In an industry where relevance can be fleeting, his ability to command attention with a single release speaks volumes. Within BTS's broader legacy, this moment added another layer. While the group's collective power remains unmatched, Taehyung's individual achievements highlight how each member has cultivated a distinct global identity. His success does not compete with BTS's name, it expands it, proving the group's influence is both collective and individually sustainable. Observers noted that the timing was crucial. Early 2026 marked a period of renewed global engagement with K-pop, and Taehyung's project arrived precisely when audiences were hungry for authenticity and artistry. The result was a perfect alignment of timing, audience readiness, and creative vision. Behind the scenes, industry insiders speculated about what this could mean for future projects. If a single exclusive release could generate such attention and profits, the potential for larger collaborations, exhibitions, or limited collections seemed limitless. Taehyung was no longer just participating in the market, he was shaping it. Fans, meanwhile, celebrated with pride. For them, the success of Type felt personal, as if their long-standing support had finally crystallized into undeniable global recognition. The emotional bond between artist and audience proved once again to be one of Taehyung's greatest strengths. Critics who once underestimated the staying power of K-pop in the US found themselves re-evaluating old assumptions. Taehyung's achievement stood as evidence that global influence is no longer confined by geography, and that artistry, when authentic, can travel anywhere. As discussions continued to unfold, one thing became increasingly clear: this was not a one-off moment. It was part of a larger pattern of dominance, visibility, and strategic brilliance. Taehyung had mastered the balance between exclusivity and accessibility, creating desire without overexposure. The phrase, "1 minute ago," became symbolic of how fast the world now moves when Taehyung is involved. Success arrives instantly, spreads globally, and leaves a lasting imprint. In the span of moments, he had once again captured attention, sparked debate, and demonstrated undeniable market power. By dominating Google Trends and igniting conversations across continents, Taehyung reaffirmed his status as one of the most marketable artists of his generation. Early 2026 would be remembered not just for the profits earned, but for the statement made, that BTS's Taehyung remains a global force, shaping culture, commerce, and creativity with every move he makes.